Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you guys for joining in. Today we are going to take a look at the month of November for Sagittarius. If you enjoy the message or find that it resonates, please feel free to like the video or comment below. Also, if you would like future messages, you can feel free to subscribe to the channel. Everyone's always welcome. So let's get started. Really quickly, quick announcement. I almost forgot the free personal reading drawing. If it's something that you're interested in, feel free to comment your astrological sign below. So, Sagittarius. We are going to pull a few cards from the Good Tarot. And then we are going to take a look at the original tarot, fairy tarot, and psychic. Follow it up with some guidance cards. So let's see here. One more card, Spirit, for Sagittarius. We have the Death card and the Tower. Significant message here, Sag. So, Six of Air, Transformation, which is the Death card, Tower, Nine of Fire. So Sag, I get the sense here that something has ended. Something very significant within your life has ended with these two cards coming out together. Okay? And this, I feel like it was like an epiphany. Like, this is why things were happening, or this is what was going on. I can't do this anymore. And there's a need to move forward. I feel like you really want to move forward, but there's an air of caution here as well with the Nine of Fire on how to proceed. So, Sagittarius, trying to make as much room as possible. I kind of am trying things a little bit differently. So, and yes, it's for your benefit. So, Sag, one thing I can say is this transformation, this Tower moment needed to happen in order for something better to come into your life. And I feel like right now you're not able to see this, but you will very soon. So let's get some tarot cards out here to see what your inner focus, outer focus, what's your thriving moments, what you'll struggle in a little bit this month, the lessons and the advice for you, Sag. So let's see here. If you're interested in a personal reading, the information is in the description box. As well as keep in mind these messages here are general, so they're not going to resonate every time with every person. Feel like you feel betrayed in a situation. The Tower moment is coming out in the area you will thrive in. So it's just like what was coming out in the Good Tarot. This ending needed to happen. Okay? There's a lot of betrayal within a situation. I feel like there's been some lies, some deceit. And this has left you in a negative space. Understanding that this is not how you normally carry yourself. I feel like because the situations that have been presented in this relationship, this energy that's coming up, you're not feeling like yourself, Sag. You're reacting differently to situations. You have a different outlook, a different perspective. And that's why this ending needed to happen or needs to happen. Now, whether you bring in, whether you initiate the ending or this just happens, maybe the other person ends this. But I get the sense here that if you resist this change, it's going to be harder. So it's like when we resist the lessons that need to be learned within a situation. We'll keep going through that lesson, whether it's with that person or another person, until we learn what we needed to in life. So the best example I can give is when you've been in like an abusive or a narcissistic relationship, and the person who's been abused, a lot of the times they'll stay with the abuser, hoping their behavior changes. And if they haven't learned, I know it sounds kind of harsh, but if they haven't learned to walk away from that energy, if there's still something within them, some childhood trauma that they haven't healed, they're still going to be accepting of this abusive behavior. So I know it sounds a little harsh, but the reason why that person went through that destruction was to crack them open, to make them understand their self-worth, and that when there's certain red flags, they need to walk away. Because those red flags symbolize that that's an abusive partner. And I feel like they might have been naive to this before the fact. Your energy is coming out a lot here, Sag, with the fire energy. And if you look at the fire and the transformation, the 9 of Fire and Transformation card, they look very similar. They're both concentrating on fire, some form of fire. One thing I am getting the sense of here, Sag, is this 6 of Cups that came out in reverse. This betrayal, this lack of loyalty, this relationship is the focus. I feel like it's very consuming of your energy. And there's a need to set this aside, set this focus, this worry, this concern. The decision that you have to make, it's okay to put it off for a little bit. Don't worry so much. Don't stress so much over this. There's also a need to take some time and plan it out. One thing I've been telling in the readings and with my clients is we're coming to the end of this decade. So take some time and review the past decade, and really focus on the positive, but also focus on the negative things that have taken place. And really look at this situation practically and make a plan with the next steps, focusing your eye on the long term. There's a need for acceptance of your part, the part that you played in this scenario, even if it's ignoring warning signs, red flags. So let's get some psychic tarot out here, Sag. There is a need for balance into the situation. And taking a step back and contemplating and reviewing is okay. I feel like there's been a lot of water under the bridge, and you might see that taking this review, that there is a sense of avoidance here within the reading. You may have been avoiding this process, but Sagittarius, there is a need. You can't keep going through this process with a person and grow together if this past situation is hindering the movement forward. Have patience with the process. You'll figure it out. Don't be afraid to withdraw from this person. Stand your ground. Stand up for what you believe is right. Get clear on what it is that you want out of the situation and communicate that. Like, I want this. This is the outcome that I want, but if this isn't how things are, I'm willing to walk away. Right? I feel like you're mentally conflicted on what to do, on how to move forward in this. And there's been a lot of, like I said, water under the bridge. So it's really up to you, Sag. You have the wisdom it takes to get through this. I feel like you know what you need to do. You have this higher sense of awareness of what needs to happen or what steps you need to take to get there. It's just going through the process. Understand that we are coming to the end of a decade. So with that, we're beginning a new one. And we don't want to take any of this negative energy into that. So take some time and figure out, plan your next steps with the eye on the long term. But I feel like this ending is, you've initiated this ending. Making a plan will help you see what you need. Go outside, meditate, contemplate, take a little trip, get away. There's enormous changes happening right now. I feel like you have the awareness, the inner wisdom, the understanding of what's going on here. Take a second when you're going through this review process to focus on what it is that you truly want out of relationships. And don't focus on a person, focus on the characteristics more. What characteristics do you envision your partner having? Once you're clear within yourself and all these wounds are healed, all of this, the acceptance of the shadow side, taming the inner beast. Once all of that is set, the positive movement forward will be visible. There's still positive movement forward. You're not able to see this quite yet because there's still some healing that needs to take place. So just take the time to review, process. So that is the message I have for you, Sag. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you want to get in on the drawing, comment your astrological sign below. And I look forward to seeing your beautiful souls again soon. Namaste.